Do you all see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody please quiet and no noise.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto, and enjoy the Rump Session.
Welcome to the Rump Session.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto, and welcome everyone to the Rump Session.
Welcome to the Rump Session.
Happy 40th birthday, Crypto.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session.
On behalf of all of us at CWI Crypto Group, happy 40th birthday, Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session.
So happy birthday, 40th birthday to Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session.
Anniversary, Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session.
Happy birthday, Crypto. Happy 40th. You're younger than me, and here's to the Rump Session.
Happy 40th anniversary, and welcome to the Rump Session.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session. Bye.
Okay, welcome if you didn't realize that we started. Did you all see the video fine?
Yes, it looks good.
Great, because I'm getting some comment about some lag.
Yeah, playing video on Zoom doesn't work too well, but...
Okay. Anyway, welcome to the video. I hope Michel Abdallah has arrived. Yes, he has. So, without further ado, I think we'll hand over to Michel.
Hold on. So, hi everybody. So first of all, I would like to thank Antigone, Martine, and Bertram for accepting my Rump Session submission. It's actually probably the first time that I got a submission accepted to the Rump Session. So thank you all. So I would like to use this opportunity to thank the people that made crypto possible, in particular the 40th crypto. So I will start with Daniele Michancho, which is first Crypto 21, one of the Crypto 2020 program co-chairs. So normally at this moment, I would give him a plaque with in recognition of his contribution, but this now has to be done in a virtual setting. So here it is, a certificate of appreciation for Daniele Michancho in recognition of his contribution to the International Association for Cryptologic Research and the field of cryptology research through the role of Program Chair of Crypto 2020. Daniele, would you like to say a few words?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, thank you for everybody for the trust you put in us at organizing the conference. And Tom will talk a little bit more about. So we have a standard PC chair, the standard PC chair little speech. So I'll
okay.
Let's move on.
So hopefully we're gonna be able to give the certificate in person at a future event. And next, I would like to thank Tom Berson for also being a crypto program co-chair. And as the plaque says, so certificate of appreciation for Tom Berson in recognition for his contribution to the IACR and the field of cryptology research through the role of program co-chair of Crypto 2020. I don't know if Tom, if you would like to say a few words. I actually can't see you in the list.
I'm here. Yes, thank you very much. I'll be talking next, I think, so I'll save it for then.
All right, and finally, not finally, but Leo Raisin as the general chair for Crypto 2020. So the certificate of appreciation in recognition for his contribution to the ACR and the field of cryptology research through the role of general chair of Crypto 2020. So Leo, it's up to you if you want to say a few words.
I think I had so many people to thank on Monday morning. Those of you who didn't see it can see all my thanks on YouTube. Thanks, Michelle.
All right. So, and finally, I would just like to also say a special thanks to the virtual conference administrators, Kevin McCurley and Kay McCurley, because they have been doing an amazing job this year, putting up this, implementing the virtual conferences for ACR. And as you all saw today, the social application, you worked quite well. And I'm really thankful for them for the great work. So I don't know if Kevin and Kay, if you would like to say a few words.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, obviously I wasn't prepared. But I really appreciate everyone's patience with us while we test things in production and while we fumble around trying to get stuff to work. So thank you.
I'll just say that it's very weird having started the IACR website 25 years ago to now have my daughter working on it. But it makes me very proud, I must say. And I really enjoy seeing all the friends and hearing the interesting ideas at these conferences. Over to you.
All right, so I will not keep you further. That's all I would like to, all the people that I would like to thank now. Of course, there are a lot more people that have been working towards making crypto possible in this virtual setting. But in the interest of time, I would just pass on to the next person at the Rump session. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So the next speaker is actually, as he already mentioned, Thomas Mustenpaart, who will say a little bit on how to program from a chair. So on behalf of both of the program chairs. So.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Excellent. And you can see the slides. Okay, great. So we had a less clever title than what the Rump session chairs came up for us with, but yeah, I'll just speak for a few moments on behalf of Daniele and myself, and of course, Daniele can interrupt at any moment to disagree with anything I'm saying. Of course, it was quite an honor to be chosen to be asked to be program chairs for Crypto 2020. Particularly because of the fact that this is the 40th anniversary of this conference and this amazing community that we've all professionally grown up in. So obviously we aren't in the place where we normally are. And this year was particularly challenging, both as program chairs and for all the other organizational tasks for crypto because of the pandemic. I have the dates on the next slide, but you know, the bulk of the reviewing process happened during the when many countries had lockdowns, and it was really inspiring to see the work of the reviewers as they kind of work through all sorts of problems like being stranded. There's illness. We unfortunately had deaths in families. Many of our colleagues were enlisted into doing emergency work on contact tracing and more. And despite all that, we were able to fulfill our goal of reviewing and putting together a nice program of excellent papers for crypto this year. I think, as a summary statement about these unfortunate circumstances that we had to put a program together in, it was just a real testament to the ICR community. A lot of people pitched in. I have a bit more about external reviewers. a lot of people pitched in with external reviews when PC members couldn't, because of family obligations or other issues due to the pandemic, finish their reviews. So the peer review process was quite standard. At a high level, we followed the usual process of double-blind review. We targeted having 3 reviews per paper, and we achieved that for almost all of the papers. Standard conflict of interest policy, etc. We did do a rebuttal phase this year. And there's a lot of requests to have back and forth question answers, which I think actually the new software that we use would have facilitated, but that wasn't kind of our policy, something we might consider for subsequent years. Because of the lockdown, we did have to do a few delays in terms of the dates when we got back to authors with the rebuttals and rebuttal deadlines and paper notification. We really appreciate the patience of the authors in waiting for that information. Just by the numbers, we had 371 submissions. I have a comparison to some other years in a few slides. We're still growing. Lots of reviews, many external reviewers who pitched in. And I think for me, the acceptance rate was 23%, but the summary statistic for me is the number of emails that ended up in my Crypto 2020 folder, which was almost 9,000. So there's quite a bit of back and forth discussions about handling this whole process. It's often obligatory to put in something about, this is called the procrastination graph in hot CRP in our system. And on the x-axis just shows the days before, the number of days before or the number of days after a deadline for a review that a reviewer turned in their reviews, and then their fraction on the y-axis of total reviews. So obviously further to the left and higher would be better. But despite all the pandemic lockdowns, we still had lots of people doing reviews early in the earlier before deadlines. And this graph is a little misleading because it shows a lot of horizontal lines below 1, which suggests that perhaps the reviewers didn't complete all the reviews, but actually this doesn't count for the external reviews that reviewers solicited. And in fact, these external reviewers really did a fantastic job of helping out, particularly towards the end of the reviewing process. Can't thank you enough. In terms of the average scores, just a histogram of the overall merit, the average score out of 5 for all of the papers. And so the rejected papers in red and accepted blue. As you would expect, most of the highly scored papers are the ones that were accepted. There's even at least one that was below average of 3 and was during discussion decided that this was a paper that actually, despite the numerical score, deserved to be in. So the online discussions that we had were really important. Okay, now for the quiz portion of the presentation. So we have 2 word clouds, which are taken from the titles of the papers that were accepted or rejected. And you have to guess which of the 2, which of these is the accept word cloud and which is the reject word cloud. I'm not sure how to see reactions. I guess people could vote on the chat. You could start a poll. Oh, we could start a poll. Okay, how do I do that though? Bottom of your screen, polling. But I'm in full screen mode on that. I'll do it for you.
It also requires login to the account.
Excuse me. Well, I'll just take a sip of my beer then while you're taking a quick poll.
I'll just point out that there are more rejections than acceptances, so it's sort of obvious.
Oh, I can start a poll. I don't have the right account. Kevin, okay, please start a poll.
What are the options that you would like me to put on the poll? I believe I have the ability.
Well, you can do left or right, I guess, to signify which is the accept category.
Okay. Sorry, please stand by because I'm.
Wait, it's not going to be obvious. If I vote left, that means I what? No, hold on. You gotta get it clear.
Which one do you think are the accepts, right?
Which one do you think are the accepts? All right.
Everyone could turn off their mic for 1 second and just shout out their answer if that's more appropriate.
Seems very chaotic.
All right, let's do it in 3, 2, 1. What's the answer?
Right.
Left.
All right, thank you. So, oops. So actually the left is the rejects. Apparently we don't think much of security or encryption, but actually Kevin leaked the thing. This is not normalized by the number of papers. Okay, so just quickly, changes from prior years. This year we used Hot CRP, a new system. Big thanks go to Kevin and Christian and Kushin for helping set up the software to make the review process run. Also, you won't be seeing me next year. We're moving to a cycle of having 2 new program chairs per year. In terms of over the years, I think we had just a handful fewer submissions this year than last year, but in the same ballpark. And we actually increased the size of the program by just a handful as well. So finally, just wrap up by thanking, everyone's been thanking all these people who've been doing a great job, but we wanted to do it as well because it really made our lives much easier. So Leo for general chairing with help from Sophia, Carmet for the workshop, Antigone, Bertram, Martine for organizing this amazing event, which I'm taking too much time up from. Chris Piker gets a particular shout out as a future program chair who also helped us deal with conflicts for the program chairs. Kevin and Christian, as I mentioned, and then the virtual format, Kevin K and the ICR Emergency Pandemic, UCSB Event Services, and then finally Springer for all their help. And with that, I am done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Tom. So our next speaker is Christine van Vredendaal. So yes, she's starting to. So she's talking about the post-quantum cryptozoo. So please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
we can see your
good.
screen.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so indeed, I'm talking today a short announcement about the post-quantum cryptozoo. So as everyone will have heard, NIST recently announced around 3 candidates for the post-quantum not very competition. And in this announcement, encourage submissions to submit tweaks, which means that the previous parameter and scheme choices are still rather volatile, and multiple scheme versions will be available and floating around the internet for each candidate. Meanwhile, there's also an interest by industry already. So there's versions of PQC schemes that are already being tested and deployed. And this causes several issues, namely managing this whole zoo of algorithm versions and this zoo of key formattings. It causes interoperability issues. And even worse, this can cause delays in integration and adoption because you have to go back and redo the implementations every time. So in a cooperation with IBM, NXP, and Ultimaco, we are making an attempt to map this post-quantum cryptozoo, and we do this with an RFC entitled tentatively post-quantum key identification and serialization formats. And this is an effort to ensure this interoperability between all the different zoo animals in the zoo. In this RFC, we will focus on the round 3 finalists, and we expect to publish in the next few months. And I'm here to ask people if they are an expert on any of the algorithms to volunteer to review or add to this document we're writing, which you can do by sending an email to pqc@nxp.com. And I'd also like to mention that for the alternate round 3 candidates, a follow-up RFC is in the planning as well. Thank you, and please email if you're interested.
Okay, thank you very well. So the next speaker is actually a very special speaker, and we're very pleased to have him here. So it's Tom Berson, and he is actually one of the founding members of the ICR. I think he's been on the ICR board for 30 years or maybe even more. I think he's also done about every job you can do on the ICR board, and generally he always knows everything about I mean, yeah, it's unbelievable. So without further ado, Tom, please take it away. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you, Martin. Let's talk about the first crypto, the very first. And if I was in the room, I'd say, everybody who was at the first crypto, please stand up now so you can be recognized. So if you're in your home office and you're at the first crypto, stand up now and recognize yourself. For those who aren't, let's take this trip down memory lane. I think you'll find some things here that are interesting. I want to add my thanks, my time to say thanks, but I want to say thanks to everybody who ever participated in any of the cryptos, whether as a chair, as a committee member, as an external reviewer, as an author, as a participant, as a consumer of beer. It wouldn't get to 40 years without y'all. Okay, this is the announcement, or this is the cover page of the post proceedings from Crypto 81. It was sponsored by the IEEE, by the Data Committee and the Computer Communications Committee of the Communication Society. It was held here in Santa Barbara, and a little money came from NSF. It was organized by Alan Gershow. Alan Gershow had left and was at Bell Laboratories in Murray Hill, and left there in 1980 and came to Santa Barbara. While at Bell Labs, he had run some speaker series, and some of the speakers he found interesting was crypto speakers, and he thought he would continue that at Santa Barbara. He got some people to help him. There you find a lot of usual names. Kemmerer had been working in computer security and was also already at Santa Barbara. Konheim was at IBM, was soon to join Santa Barbara. Steve Weinstein was a practical guy at Amex who wanted to use DES, and he had been at Bell Labs with Gershow and had left in a similar year. Little did Gershow know that he was planting an acorn that was going to grow into a 40-year-old oak tree. You never know when you plant an acorn what will happen. I'd like everybody to take a moment and think about how old you were in 1981. Now, I recognize some of you may not have been born yet. I was 35. Just to put it in context here, Whit was 37, Marty was 36. Ron was 34, Audie was 29, Len was 36. We won't say how old Shafi was. But we will say that Dan Bonet was 11, and he was nearby in Isla Vista, but not actually at the conference. In 1981 was Prince Charles married Lady Diana Spencer, and Metallica was formed. So it was a significant year there. Now, also in a cryptographic context, it was New Directions in Cryptography was 5 years old. If you haven't read that paper or haven't read it recently, go back and reread it. It had 3 paradigm changing ideas in it: public key agreement, public key cryptography, and public key digital signatures. A suggestion that was in there for a trapdoor one-way function was knapsacks. They'll come back later. RSA was 4 years old. DES was 4 years old also, the publication of the standard. DES, as a block cipher, educated a generation of cryptographers. There was essentially no open literature in cryptography. What there was talked about bit sequences generated by feedback shift registers and various nonlinear combinations of those. We connected to our computers at 300 bits per second. The 1200 bit per second modems had just started to arrive, and the first IBM PC was released that year. It ran on an Intel 8088, which had 50,000 transistors on the chip, and that was a lot. So if you think about Moore's law, you know that there's a doubling of transistors every 2 years, and so in 40 years, there's 20 doublings. So we've had 2 to the 20 doublings of that, and I couldn't help but rewrite that to be like this. So that's what's happened in Moore's law, despite the fact that everybody here will know that 2 to the 20th is about 1 million. So despite the fact that we had 1/1,000,000th of what we have now, we were able not only to launch a space shuttle, but also to recover it. And that was the first time that ever happened. I wish I had pictures to show you of the conference, but I don't. Here's an archival picture of the UCSB beach. You can see that the cliffs had not yet eroded. We used to walk down the steps and go swimming on this beach. We used to walk on this beach down to Goleta for the beach barbecue. We got oil on our feet because of oil leaks. And in the shower rooms in the dorms was solvent to take the oil, to dissolve the oil off your feet. The shower rooms didn't have stalls. It was communal showers, which helped a lot to build community. There were 36 papers in the program. There was a panel. There was some Rump Session papers. There was a post proceedings that were 160 pages. I made you a word cloud of the titles of the papers that were in the first crypto. I'll let you look at that for a moment. 102 people registered. I don't know how many showed up, about that many. We came from 9 countries, some of which don't exist anymore. We were not cryptographers. We came from these various disciplines. And we were not yet a community. Most of us didn't know one another. Here's a list of the last names of the registrants. There's a few I'd like to call out. First of all, Bonnet is not Dan Bonnet because he was 11. It's Anand Bonnet, his father. I wonder whether that was significant. 8 of us so far have gone on to win the AM Turing Award. There are others who I think may do it, but still, I think out of 100 people to have 8 Turing Award winners so far is pretty spectacular. And 3 of us had explicit affiliations with NSA. Now, this was fraught because people weren't sure whether there was going to be a problem from NSA about talking about open cryptography as there had been in the 1977 information theory workshop. It turned out to get all dissolved in beer and in shrimp cocktails and in chocolate dipped strawberries, traditions that we've continued. So 40 years later, this oak tree this acorn that Gershow and others planted has grown into this oak tree under which are 6 workshops and 6 conferences and workshop series, a huge cryptographic bookshelf, students and grand students and maybe even great grand students at this point of people who attended, and a community of cryptographers who look at one another and smile and say hi. So my call to action for you is that if you're holding an acorn in your hand, and are not sure what to do with it, I would say just go ahead and plant it, and you never know what happens. So thanks to all for your attention today and for your attendance at the conference. A lot of these things you can be found online at iacr.org/archive/crypto81. That's it.
Well, thank you very much. So I hope, yes, applause, applause. So I hope we all learned a lot. Yeah. So we're running a little bit late, so I hope you're okay with this. And it also means we go straight to the next little announcement by Elaine Shi. So Elaine, if you can please share your screen and make your announcement.
I just have a short announcement. I have this new textbook, Foundations of Distributed Consensus and Blockchains. A very rough draft is available at distributedconsensus.net, distributedconsensus.net. It's very easy to remember. I'm looking for feedback and comments. If you are teaching blockchains or trying to learn about blockchains, this might be a good resource for you. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So next up is the Fellows 1. So because we're turning 40, we asked the fellows of the ICR to say a word, and we collected this, or Antigone collected this. So Antigone, if you're ready, can you share your screen and play the video?
Yes, just give me a second. Okay, so we'll continue with the second version of the video for special fellows.
The first crypto conference I've been to was 1981. The first one. In fact, I gave the first talk in the first session of the first crypto conference.
I attended the very first crypto back in 1981, 1982.
My first crypto was Crypto 81, the first crypto.
I attended crypto first at 1984.
This is a historic photo taken at Crypto 84. I attended for the first time. Look at the many young cryptographers, including myself. The number of attendees to Crypto 84 was about 100.
My first crypto was Crypto 85 when I was a lot younger and this shirt fit better.
Thinking since I got the email about what was my first year at crypto, and I have no idea. It was either 88 or 89. If anybody knows who had seen me at that time in one of those conferences, please come and tell me.
My first crypto was 1998, back in the 20th century.
My first crypto was 1989.
My first time I attended crypto was in 1989.
My first crypto was 1989.
My first crypto was crypto 1990.
My first crypto was back in 1994.
I first attended crypto in 1995.
And my first crypto was in 1995, where this little piece of memorabilia comes from.
I think my first crypto was 1995. I did crypto for the first time in 1996.
The first crypto I attended was in 1996, which I still remember very warmly. And until recently, I did have my Crypto 1996 t-shirt, not anymore.
The first crypto I attended was all the way back in 1999.
First time I attended crypto, I think, was in the year 2000.
I think I've been to every crypto since then.
Since then, I've been to almost all the crypto conferences.
I've only missed 2 cryptos.
And I came to cryptos ever since, so this is my 37th time.
I've been to all but maybe 2 of them. I don't know how many that is, but maybe 38 then, I guess.
I have attended crypto conference about 38 times.
I have attended crypto more than 10 and less than 20 times, but I can't remember exactly how many.
I've attended crypto 25 times now.
And I've been almost every year since. I think that makes this my 20th crypto.
I've attended about 25 cryptos.
And I think I've attended every crypto since then, except one. So that would mean I've attended crypto 20 times.
I believe I attended crypto about 17 times, give or take 1.
To be honest, I've got no idea how many times I've attended crypto. I don't think it was that much because it always clashes with my son's birthday.
How many times have you attended crypto? I don't remember. Around 15 times. I do not know how many times I've attended crypto. But I did not attend crypto for quite some time after my first time. The next time that I came was in 95. And since then, I've tried to come quite a few times.
I've attended all 5 cryptos since then.
I've attended about 15 cryptos in the last 25 years.
All these years, I attended crypto 5 times, much less often than I wanted to.
Probably between 10 and 20 times. And I think I've been attending every crypto after that, except for 2 occasions.
I think I attended crypto pretty much every year since then, at least 20 times.
Thank you.
So now you know how often people have been when they started. And one of the persons who has been quite often is Kevin McCurley. So the people who only recently joined our community might think that he is the person behind the infrastructure, the tech stuff. And that's true, he does that. But in the past, he's done so much more. He was president of the ICR from 96 to 98. And has been active and a really amazingly active member of the community, making sure the show is running. So he has a message together with Josh Benaloh. So Kevin, please go ahead.
So I thought I'd wear something really dignified for this at the suggestion of Andy Clark. So the title of this is Where is My T-shirt? I chose Josh to help me with this because I know we're both proverbial pack rats. And I'll acknowledge we also have some other people who helped us with this. So, you know, in organizing a virtual conference, we thought about giving out swag this year. But, you know, it was just a little complicated. We had some ideas. Like there was this idea about sending a mask to everyone, but that might be more useful in the US than other parts of the world. And then we came to our senses when we realized how much it would cost, but I think we really missed an opportunity to have some good swag. And I'm not sure exactly what we can do next year to top that. So this being the 40th year of crypto, I thought maybe I'd go through my old belongings and see what kind of swag we had. So as far as I can tell, in 81 and 82, there was no swag. And the first t-shirt actually was 1983, and it had a nice little wheel design on it. And thanks to Dick Kemmerer for having sent this to me. I noticed it has a nice, what looks like a chocolate stain on it from strawberries down at the bottom there. Also, Crypto 84 now, I think Tom said he doesn't actually wear t-shirts that often in 1984. And so he didn't give out a t-shirt, but he gave out a very nice coffee cup. Thank you, Tom, for having provided this information. And Crypto 85 was my first crypto, and I have at least 2 pieces of swag from that. One was a Crypto 85 shirt, which never fit in the first place, and it's even worse now. And there was also a glass given out, which I found in the archives around the house. The margarita is not original, though. Crypto 86 had a nice t-shirt. I don't know if you remember, but S-boxes were a thing, and there were S-boxes on this shirt in 1986. In 1987, I thought there was a very fancy badge that was put out for the conference. That was Gordon Agnew's creation, and also a nice coffee cup, which I occasionally pull out and use. Now, speaking of badges, you know, there's a bunch of badges we've had over the years. Sometimes you need a magnifying glass to see what they were. And, you know, the affiliations always change. So you might ask, why the hell did I save all these badges? You wouldn't imagine. I have a box of like 100 badges from conferences I've attended. I have no idea why I kept all these things. But there were various, you know, flavors. They changed the style of badges every year. I noticed in the Eurocrypt era, the badges were completely non-standard. Every year they changed them. Sometimes they were better than others. And they weren't keeping up very well with the badges. At some point they became readable because several people, Dan Bernstein notably, and Tal, complained about the font was too small to read. And as we were getting older, you had to bend over, you know, close to somebody's chest to be able to read their badge. So I created some software to make the font bigger. Still not big enough for Dan Bernstein. Now, Jean-Jacques Quisqueter actually sent me this photo just like in the last hour or two of the swag from Crypto 88. This is an unusual one. This is a visor, actually. And this one doesn't work as you get older because a hat that has no top, you know, it doesn't really provide much protection for your balding head. But, you know, it was a good idea at the time. I noticed it has a non-standard logo on it that's unapproved. Now, I have this piece of swag that I came across, and I actually have no idea where this came from. It must have been from a Eurocrypt. And it was a very early smart card. Now, smart cards took off in Europe much before the US. And I think this is from the 80s. The logo is that ancient logo, but it's in colorized in blue and red to make it a little prettier. There's actually a Easter egg in this logo if you know about it. Now, the most collectible t-shirt is the one I'm actually wearing. There's a story behind this t-shirt. The Crypto 89 t-shirt was a hand airbrushed t-shirt. They were only given to members of the program committee. And there's a story behind that. Some people were very angry at me for not giving out t-shirts that year. I was the general chair, and the real story is I was too cheap to spend money on anyone else. And so I just gave them to the program chairs. And it is perhaps interesting that I became the IACR treasurer the next year. Maybe they realized I had fiscal responsibility going on. Here's some more t-shirts. There's the Crypto 90 t-shirt, the Crypto 92 t-shirt. I don't know what happened in Crypto 91. Sometimes there wasn't a t-shirt, and I don't really have a record for that. Bert Kliski was the general chair. Maybe we should write to him and ask him. The Crypto 94 had a classic reflection cipher on the front and back of the shirt. It was actually, this is not an image that's been flipped over. This is the back side of the shirt, which is just a reverse image, I guess, so you could see through it. Then Crypto 95, as someone mentioned, we had a 15 years of crypto and a nice glass there. I don't have this glass anymore, so I think this is Josh's contribution. He still has it, which says something about how much of a pack rat he is. 15 years seemed like a long time at the time. And of course, there's more t-shirts, 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 t-shirts. There's 96, 97, 98. Crypto 99, we had a shirt and a knife to cut it up with. You know, Shai Halevi still has this knife, so he sent me a photograph of it. I kind of question the wisdom of giving knives to every cryptographer, you know, but it worked out. It was actually kind of a poor quality knife, but that's okay. We're only up to 2000, and I can hear the session chair growling now because I'm taking so long. I'm only halfway through cryptos. So, and by the way, around this time, I think my wife was getting annoyed because I was bringing home all these damn t-shirts. She never wanted to see me wearing them. She's sitting next to me. I must say that she's helped me curate these things over the years, and I have to thank her for that. It's good to have a partner in life. In 2002, there was a jacket. 2004, there was a nice polar fleece. I sometimes wear that. 2005, Stuart Haber realized we're all going to go bald eventually, so he had a nice hat. And then, you know, it looks like we drink lots of water and coffee because we got coffee cups over the years, and we got also some water bottles at various times when we didn't have a t-shirt. And also we drink wine. And one year, Brian Lamacchia gave out a nice bottle of red wine, Backdoor Red, which he also provided a photo of. And then there's more t-shirts, of course. There's actually a laser pointer, which I still have around here someplace, but of course I can't see it right now. It's hiding right now, but the laser pointers don't actually work that well in a virtual presentation, except if you shine them on the camera, it gives kind of a weird effect. Sort of like a light show from the 70s. And then I have to explain to young people what these are. We used to actually have to take the papers home with us. And so, you know, I have a bookshelf behind me, if I turn off my virtual background, showing all these LNCS volumes. And for a while there, they were giving them out on USB keys. Of course, you know, handing a USB key to a cryptographer to plug into the laptop is sort of like an invitation for disaster, right? Everybody knows that USB is an insecure format. And if you look at the thickness of the Crypto 85 proceedings, that was the whole proceedings, one book. Now it's 3 books. That would be a lot of gross tonnage on airplanes to bring all those things home. And maybe next year you can add something else to the stack. This is the one from Crypto 2019. I think we also had flip-flops. And photo credit for this goes to Brian Lamacchia. But I must say the best thing you can take away from crypto is not all the t-shirts and that kind of stuff, but it's the ideas and friends you gather over the years. So thank you very much. I hope you have a good crypto.
Well, thank you very much indeed. So for those of you who want a t-shirt, there is actually a Crypto 2020 t-shirt, as you can see, which I'm proudly wearing. So the design of this will be made available, so you'll all have to print it yourself, the Crypto 2020 t-shirt. If you print it on something else, then it will not be a t-shirt, but it will still be a Crypto 2020 memorabilia. So what we're now going to do is not have a break, but instead we're going to play a little game with our game host, Bertram, and he will introduce to us, the panel members. So Bertram, please go ahead.
Can you see my screen share? It should be all white. Yes. Is this a yes?
How can we tell?
Yes. Yeah, how can you tell?
Yeah.
Excellent question. So I hijacked that. So first of all, look at me if you can see it. I also have this wonderful t-shirt. I guess Martijn mentioned his copy first. So I guess this was his application to become a treasurer next year. I understand from Kevin, this is how it works. So the first slide here is actually not on the Jeopardy, but just to announce properly our wonderful T-shirt design. This design will appear on the website. I got the blessing from Leo. Will appear in a couple of days, latest by the time this conference is over, and then everybody can produce their own T-shirts, their own bags, their own hoodies, their own cups, whatever you like. This was designed by Georgia Merson. Thanks to her. The next thing I want to introduce is our lovely Jeopardy. We try to have a wonderful Jeopardy session today as a replacement for the quiz. At Jeopardy, let me quickly explain how this works. It's a game played by teams against each other. We have, you will see in a second, this matrix with 5 times 5 little windows which have numbers on top here, and different teams can select different doors. Then the doors are open, they will see a term, and teams can then compete with formulating a question such that this term is the right answer. If they succeed with the right answer, then they are getting these points. That's more or less the rules. I give you an example. If somebody picks the C2020 supporters 100, then the result could be like this. So one sees this picture, this rectangle, and the right answer to this could be, who are the sponsors of Crypto 2020? The next thing, of course, to do is to present our team. So we have a selection of 6 players, 3 wonderful teams. So Or and Anna are going to play together, Rachel and Stephen are playing together, and Tal and Jesper are playing together. The 6 players, please unmute themselves.
Yes, can you hear me?
That's Rachel.
Hi. Hello.
While I change my screen share. Do you see my screen share now?
That's Tanji.
Yeah.
Screen share works. So we have the 3 teams. They are given themselves the name A team, Plan B, and Me. And I think A team starts with the first selection. A team, please go ahead.
We should have drawn at random.
I did draw at random.
Where are the points?
So I see that team Me is
No, Tal, stop it.
We'll take meetings for 100.
Who? What, please, son? Sorry.
Meetings for 100.
Meetings 100. Martijn, I do not see the participant list. There they are. And I see Team C was first. Team Me.
What is Santa Barbara?
That is excellent. And here you get your 100 points back. So yeah, plus 50. And the next cell, please.
Jesper, what do you want to choose?
Let's do fellows 300.
A very good choice. This is the selection of the fellows of this year. Here is the statement. I see Team A first.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, again.
Who is Rosario Gennaro?
I guess that's correct. Who is Rosario Gennaro? And this gives Team A 300 points. Fantastic.
I have to say this is not a fair game because I was on the Fellows Committee and I think I may have written this caption.
What do you mean? I wrote it. I nominated him and I wrote it.
Why didn't you press the button?
I did, but not fast enough.
Well, this is not a fair game, but not for this reason. So please, the next question. That's Anna picking.
I'll take output for 100.
Output for 100. That's an easy one. I see Or.
Who does research on power attacks?
Beta, maybe?
But it's a question, and this is the answer. Who are behind the paper about simple power attacks?
I give you a hint. And that's Team B now. I see Team B, please.
Who won best paper at Crypto 99?
No. Is this true? That's not a question.
I don't know if I'm raising my hand.
I see Rachel first.
Command Y, option Y.
But what do you mean? Rachel's team already spoke.
Okay.
No, Rachel, it's your turn, please.
What is differential power analysis?
Perfect.
No, Martin, Bertrand, her team already spoke. You gave that team twice.
In a row?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not going to count it.
Okay.
Can Rachel make the next opening, please?
Okay.
I feel like I'm at a program committee meeting.
What about the Pictionary 200, please?
And I see Jesper first.
Secure multi-party computation.
No, that's not it. I see Team B next, Stephen.
That's the answer to anything, man. Come on.
Not to this one.
Well, what is a lattice?
Yeah, more precisely, there's something happening in this lattice. Look closely.
Can I speak because I'm in the same team?
Yeah, but be quick.
What is the closest vector problem?
Excellent. And
But
here
Bertram, she's from the same team.
Yeah, I should do this more fast-paced. You're right, Tal. Rachel, next question, please. Next door.
Pairings 200, please.
Is Rachel's hand still up?
No, I didn't lower my hand.
Is Jesper's hand still up?
No, I can lower it.
Yes, please do.
Is it down again?
Yes, I
Okay.
see no hands.
Okay. I'll go for it.
Jesper?
Secure multi-party computation.
Almost.
Okay. I must say I find this game very unintuitive. I'm sure you're playing it, right?
I take Team A next, please. Anna.
I really enjoyed the great talks from Tom and Kevin, and I just wanted to applaud them.
It's also very good, but not the right question for this one. It was not even a question.
No, it's not a question.
Can I take Jesper again, please?
Oh, I can take my hand down. Sorry, I forgot to take my hand down.
Shall I give you a hint? I give you a hint. So this and this is the same person. And the category is called pairings. Rachel.
I'm purely guessing. Who is whale?
Who?
Is it actually the same person?
Somewhat the same person, yes. Somewhat actually. Look, I'm going to board this one. You can open it later. It's a very nice one.
No, so explain it to us because that helps us understand the category also.
I opened for you the 100. It's called pairing. I see no hands. So here's the hint.
This I know. Who are Mihir Belare and Phil Rogaway?
It's not your turn. I see Stephen hands.
Yeah, but I was going to say the same thing.
So what was the question? Sorry.
Who are Balari and Rogaway?
Excellent. So, oops, where is it? I resolve it. And so, yeah, that's a deep fake of mixing the two, blending them together into one person.
Oh!
And this gives Stephen.
Thanks, Tal, for the help.
Yes.
So can we now continue with this one? We opened it already. Is Stephen's hand still up? I put it down. Oh. And there's Or.
Who are the Reindl brothers?
That's absolutely correct. This is the Reindl brothers. Oh. And this gives Or 200 points. Martijn, how much time do we have still left?
I think it's time to continue with the rest of the Rump session.
All right.
Then we will continue Jeopardy during the next break, effectively. So
we have more doors to open, but we have another 2 to 3 sessions left. I keep the status as it is and release the screen share if I find where this is done. Stop share.
So I'll hand over the
thank you.
Presenting of the Rump session to Antigone, who will continue. So Antigone, please.
Thanks, Martijn. So next we have Louis. He's going to talk to us about NIST Crypto Updates 2020. So can you please share your screen? Yes, go ahead.
Let's see if I can zoom in. For some reason, it's not working. Okay. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see the slide.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Luis Brandão. I'm at NIST as a foreign guest researcher, contractor by Strativia. I will be presenting in this crypto a quick update on 3 projects ongoing, 3 standardization projects ongoing at NIST. Those are PQC, LWC, and TC. And let's see what those acronyms stand for. So PQC is the post-quantum cryptography competition, within quotes, ongoing at NIST. It has the goal of standardizing some primitives that remain safe even in the presence of quantum computers. And the primitives of interest are basically digital signatures on one hand, and then on the other hand, we have public key encryption, which it's very related to key encapsulation methods. So the round 2 has ended in July 22nd, 2020, so last month. And currently there are 15 submissions that have advanced to round number 3. And these are divided into finalists and alternates. The finalists are those cases where the PQC team does expect to have candidates accepted and standardized, and the alternates are choices where the PQC team finds that there is interest in continuing to look at them in a more extended period, not necessarily standardized, but the time will say. So the finalists for signatures, there are 3 candidates. For PKE, there are 4 candidates as well, and you can see them in the slides. And then for the alternates, there's also alternates for each of the types of primitives. For signatures, there are 3 of them, and for PKE KEMs, there are 5 of them. By the way, I am not part of the PQC team. I am presenting on their behalf this slide. The specification and codes will be available online in this website, nist.gov/pqcrypto. And if you haven't done so but are interested in the topic, please sign up for announcements and discussion on the PQC forum. And here's a timeline since where submission started since 2017. There have been several rounds in the analysis, and maybe around 2022 there will be draft standards available. That's an intention. Okay, then we have the lightweight cryptography standardization. Lightweight cryptography, you have a timeline here. We're not going to go through all of them, but essentially you can consider that the lightweight cryptography standardization is somewhat similar to the case of PQC. The project aims to identify AEAD schemes and optional hashing functionality suitable for constrained environments. NIST has received 57 candidates originally for the process, and the 32 second round candidates were announced in August of 2019. And as the next steps, NIST is planning to host a virtual workshop in October 19 to 21 of this year. The submissions are due by September 14th, and NIST is planning to select around 8 finalists to move to the final round in December. Also, if you haven't done so, consider signing up for the discussion forum of Lightweight. And then we have the Threshold Cryptography project, which is in a much earlier stage. The goal is to identify, to move towards possible standardization of threshold schemes for key-based cryptographic primitives. So we are initially interested in things like signatures, public encryption, and decryption, key generation, where they are performed in a threshold manner. We have a roadmap towards criteria for evaluation of these schemes, which is out since July. This splits the project in 2 tracks, multi-party and single device. The single multi-party is what we use to secure multi-party computation, in this case to perform a cryptographic primitive. The single device is a case where you have a threshold design within a particular single device. We will have a workshop in November 4th and 6th, and we are really interested in receiving community from the community about criteria. And the submission page is already out, and the submission deadline is September 30th. Sign up for discussion and announcements also at our forum. And thank you very much. And you can find more information at the Crypto Group website. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks a lot, Louis.
You're welcome.
So next we have Christian. So Christian is going to tell us about the winners of round 1 of the Law MC Picnic Cryptanalysis competition and the start of round 2. So please share your screen.
All right. Hi, everyone. Can you see my slides?
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, this is just a short update on our ongoing LawMC/Picnic Cryptanalysis competition. So what is LawMC? Very briefly, it's a special purpose cryptographic cipher or permutation. The feature is that it has a very few AND gates. Well, it's Picnic. So Picnic is a signature scheme based on the so-called APC in the head paradigm. As you just have heard, it's advanced into the 3rd round of the PQC selection process of NIST. And one of the features of Picnic is that its only hardness assumption is that it's relying on the security of that special purpose cryptographic primitive in a very constrained setting. So what are we doing and why are we doing this? LawMC has a bunch of nice cryptanalysis results already in the last 5 years or so, still compared to AES in the last 25 years, or also compared to another global standard, Ketchak, Desha-3, from 10 or 12 years ago. It doesn't have as much cryptanalysis and hence not as much confidence yet. And also the attacker setting is very special because in this Picnic construction, we only allow for a single plaintext ciphertext pair for networking. And to focus cryptanalytic attention, what we do is to grab a significant amount of money, euros from Microsoft, for example, plus a donation from IRV42, and pose this challenge. So this is ongoing now for a while, and the questions, the challenges that we ask are how fast can you break a certain number of rounds in certain settings. So this deadline has passed last week, and we have a winner of the 1st round. This is a team consisting of Supradeep Pantik, Akashaya Baruti, and Serge Vaudenet from EPFL, and Adil Turak from Bosch. They described in their paper a 2-round attack and another attack with the lowest time complexities, and hence we owe them 4,000 euros. Congratulations to them. All the details in the paper will be online tomorrow on that website. So with that, I'm describing the 2nd round challenge, which is again of the same style. We have this remaining amount of the sponsoring still to distribute in these certain categories. All of that is available on the website. I will not go into the details more. What is important here is a new deadline, namely the week before AsiaCrypt. Yeah, that's it. The email address, the website is up here. I'm looking forward to your submissions. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Christian. So next, I have the feeling that Yvo is missing. So
Yes,
Yvo,
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Cool. We couldn't find you at the chat. So before you start, I want to announce as well that we are going to have an award for the best presentation, and you can vote for it. We will paste the link on the chat. I think Kevin can paste the link.
Actually, the link will be on the Rump Session on the Rump Session paper on the website.
Okay, great. So Yvo,
yes,
go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I wanted to talk about today is that we have 40 years advanced in cryptology, and the question is, how will history judge us? So today, most of the research in crypto is what I would call assumption-based. And so from history, we are actually not the first to be assumption-based science. And so if you look at other sciences that came before, astrology assumed that the Earth was in the center of the universe. We know what happened to that. And we had to wait actually centuries until Copernicus challenged that assumption. So alchemists actually for much longer assumed that there were 5 elements, and they differ from the east to the west. But so if you look in China, they use different ones. But in the West, there were basically 5 the elements: earth, water, air, fire, and Aristotle actually added ether. So basically, you have to be very careful if you use assumptions. So the question is, how did we challenge our assumptions? And cryptanalysis actually challenges our assumptions. So at crypto in the 1980s, I checked it actually, there were 33 to 48% of the papers were on cryptanalysis. And that's, if you look at 1980, that's a little bit after the book by Gary and Johnson came out. There's a nice cartoon there, which I actually adapted the text of. And so this guy says, I can't find an efficient attack, but neither can all these famous cryptanalysts. Okay, so that's how it used to be. So now how do we prepare for the future? Oh, we definitely want post-quantum security, and nobody is challenging that, okay? And this despite that after 20 years of research since Shor's algorithm in 1994, we still do not have a large quantum computer. So we should really wonder whether this is just science fiction.
As far as we know.
So how do we challenge our assumptions today? Today we have significantly less papers on cryptanalysis. This year we have 2 sessions, which is great, but that hasn't been always the case in the last years. For example, Crypto 2012, only 6% of the papers were on cryptanalysis. And actually worse, we no longer follow a Gary Johnson-like approach, but what do we follow instead? We just trust NIST. That's the new approach to challenging our assumptions. And we don't try to break RSA anymore, even though RSA is still heavily used. There are almost no papers. There's almost no progress. So what happened to all the cryptanalysts that used to be there? As we see here, we had a lot of cryptanalysts. We still have some cryptanalysts, but as you saw from the percentages, their impact is less. So where did some of the famous cryptanalysts go? Hendrik Lenstra, since he stopped working on factoring in 1990 on a classical computer, there has been no fundamental progress on factoring since then. So Ernie Brickel, who was very active on breaking several knapsack schemes, he retired. Ari Shamir used to be very active, but now has been sidetracked by side channels. He likes to do works heavily on side channels, but side channels is not real cryptanalysis, because if you are eavesdropping the internet, then you basically side channels are not that useful. So Don Coppersmith used to be very active and probably still is very active, but what happened to him? We don't know. It's all classified since he moved to IDA. Some of you may not know Jim Reeves, but he also was quite active in cryptanalysis. And he also moved to IDA. So what is he doing nowadays? Also, that's classified. And some people, as for example, Andrew Odlyzko, they switched areas. So Andrew switched to economic aspects of security. So I'm not saying that we don't do anything on cryptanalysis. There is some recent progress on cryptanalysis. For example, if you look at substantial progress has been made on breaking several hash functions as MD4, MD5, and SHA-1. Breaking discrete logarithm over finite fields of characteristic 2, a lot of progress has been made on that, and also breaking several multilinear maps. Also, a lot of progress has been done. But if you look at, for example, RSA, which is still heavily used, or, for example, triple Des or AES, not that much. And so we could actually wonder whether Jim Massey was right when he stated that hard problems are the problems that nobody works on, which is really bad for our area. Don't forget that crypto is no longer what it was in 1981, as Tom Berson said, when we only had 300 bits per second. Crypto is used today everywhere and has become very important, and we should make sure that our system that we use actually have decent security. And if we don't, we end up with this situation, okay? With so little research on cryptanalysis, we do not know whether we are standing on thin ice. Some of the people who are attending actually from Canada, and if in the Canada it gets that cold, then in the winter you can actually drive a truck over a lake that's completely frozen. So that's thick ice, but we don't know how thick our ice is, and may well be as thin as in this picture. So how would I conclude? I think it's too early to celebrate. It took 300 years to break Vigenère cipher. It's way too early to celebrate after 40 years. If we want to be judged by history as naive, so if we don't want to be judged by history as naive, we should work much harder toward breaking crypto systems. And I think that ICR should have more PC shares in the area, require that 50% of the best paper awards go to papers on cryptanalysis, encourage workshops and summer schools on the topic, encourage funding agencies to increase unclassified funding in the area. And I know that Motti at Catacrypt mentioned the National Science Foundation, not or almost not funding conventional cryptography, research on conventional cryptography in the United States. So in total, in unclassified funding in the area in the US, it's actually very bad. And so I actually complained and sent an email about that to NIST. So I think that all PhD students should read a little bit more about the history of cryptanalysis. And here you find some surveys that were done by Brickell and Odlisco, which I think should be required reading for PhD students. There are two versions. And also I put two versions of Khan. The one is a 700-page book, and the other one is a few pages. It's in Scientific American. So if you don't want to read every day while you do your PhD, as I was doing, 2 pages out of Khan's book every evening before you go sleep, then you read the Scientific American one. Finally, for those of you who are interested in my email to NIST, this is a copy that I basically left in appendix, and you can all read that afterwards. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Yvo. So you're going to share your
I don't know how I can get out the share. Oh, stop share. Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you. So now we move to Motti. So Motti is going to tell us about randomizable RCCA security, receiver anonymous, and generic constructions.
Trying to share, 1 second.
Yeah, whenever you are ready.
Do you see my screen?
Not yet.
Share your screen. Try again, share my screen. Your entire screen.
Doesn't work?
1 second. Does it? Tab.
Second.
We can eat our strawberries now. It's fine.
Yeah, I just got a cup of tea.
Tea?
Well, I mean, one drinks tea at any time of the day, really. I mean, do you see my screen now?
Not yet.
No, you're still not sharing the screen, but
wow.
So, is that an official piece of your merchandise, Bertram?
Well, that is my crypto hoppy poppy.
Oh, your crypto hoppy poppy. Where did you get that? Your crypto hoppy poppy.
Crypto, it was in the backpack that I got on reception desk.
Ah, that's very good. So, while Moti is still trying to set up, I have a question for you, Bertram. So, are you suffering from COVID haircut?
My goodness.
No, but Bertram,
Well, I tried to imitate Moti's haircut, actually.
You are, oh dear. Because last year I also chaired the Rump Session, and then after the Rump Session at the barbecue, Daniele he said, oh, he was quite pleased with the Rump Session. He asked me, oh, maybe you can do it again next year. And it so happened that year, just before crypto, I went to the hairdresser, and then I thought, oh, then I need to stop going to the hairdresser, just so when crypto comes around in a year's time, I have a proper COVID haircut. So I haven't been to the hairdresser since last year's crypto.
That's the impression you make, indeed.
I know, it's the sacrifices you make. It's yeah. Moti, how are things going there?
1 second.
So probably you need to share from the app, not from the browser. Are you using the browser?
I cannot share from the app because of company's policy, but let me try to.
Maybe we can move to the next one, and then we can.
Yeah, do the next one. Do the next one, and then I will I will fix my screen.
Okay, great. Thank you. So next we have Allison and Richard. Are you ready, Allison?
Yep.
Perfect. So we're gonna have crypto at home now.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. What's your research area? And that's how decentralized, fully homomorphic, leakage resilient, differentially private contact tracing works, as long as users value privacy over convenience. Any questions?
Why can't we use trades again?
Don't get me started. Forgot my shower shoes and room key. I don't get why they always have decaf. I mean, if you're gonna drink crappy coffee, you gotta at least have caffeine, right?
I like decaf.
I gotta go. Anyone have a Mac adapter? Those have to last for everyone. And that's how round optimal CCA secured neural nets work. Any questions?
So I have a two-part question. The first part's more of a comment. Have you thought about using a -1 knowledge proof? What did you get?
Sweatshirt from the bookstore for the barbecue.
Here you go, ma'am.
Not even close. Way too good.
And that's how tightly secure LWE-based aggregate signatures work. Boom. So what's next? Want to make something for the Rump Session?
Yeah.
Am I right? I like them.
Even more bored. Not like angry bored, just like whatever you want to.
It's fine.
The voice you give when you're not listening to me.
Yeah. And I think some portion of this will be useful. Have you ever thought about using a 3 knowledge proof?
And that's how decentralized shit.
If you say so, babe.
Nice. That's a good outtake.
Yeah.
All right.
That was fantastic. Thanks a lot. Crypto at home. I remind you, you can still vote for your favorite presentation. So let's move on to the next one. So Modi, we will try at the end before the Jeopardy. So let's go to Pierre. He's going to tell us about topology hiding computation for minimal assumptions.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, you can start.
So can you all see the slides?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Sorry. Hello everyone. I'm very happy to be here to tease some very cool, very sexy new results in the field of topology hiding computation. So as you can see, this is joint work with about half the community. So for formal citation, please use Babo Coco Mamemo. So I'll start with like just defining what topology hiding computation is, then we can have a look at what the results look like. Just relevant definitions. Yeah, good. So topology hiding computation is a form of MPC, multi-party computation, where the parties, the players, are placed at the nodes of some communication graph and they're only allowed to talk with their neighbors. Where topology hiding kicks in is that they only know some local view of the network. I'll define this in a minute. And by the end of the computation, they should not have learned anything more about the structure of the graph. So what's a local view? Let's say for party number 10, okay, he knows his neighbors, but not how the other parties are communicating. In fact, he doesn't even need to know who the other players in the computation are, or indeed how many players there are. Good. So most work have been on trying to understand how to realize this notion under against as strong an adversary as possible, whereas we try to understand what the core difficulty about realizing this is. So we take the most minimal setting and we try to understand what kind of cryptographic assumptions are required, key agreement, OTs, that sort of thing. So the first 2 points are straightforward. We're only doing semi-honest broadcast, but restrictive graph classes means that before the start of the protocol, the players know something about the graph. For instance, it's a path, there are 12 players, that sort of thing. So note that this would be trivial if you didn't care about hiding the topology. Semi-honest broadcast just sends a bit through the graph, but it becomes, as we show here, very rich when you do care about hiding the topology. So now it's time for the quiz. I'm going to give you a couple of graph classes, 3 in fact, and you're going to try and intuit, well, I mean, if you want to, of course, intuit what kind of assumption is required. So the first one we call the triangle. You have 3 players. As you can see, Lala in yellow is very cutely holding the broadcast bit. And to make this more thematic, let's just say it's a broadcast strawberry. So what does the graph look like? Well, it's the graph class is composed of these 3 graphs. Also, do note that these are in fact 3 different graphs, not like some giant Teletubbic demonic ritual as it does look like. 3 different graphs. So this is actually a very nice class to start with, because if you have a look, if you take it and try and play around with it, like okay, the broadcaster sends a bit to her neighbors and that sort of thing, you'll very quickly realize why this is hard. And in fact, achieving semi-honest broadcast on this class requires key agreement and is in fact possible given key agreement. The second class, this time we do not have a fixed number of players, just a variable number of ones. There's and let's instantiate this with Teletubbies again. Now, if you try, you should be able to come up with an information theoretic protocol, which is nice. So this tells us that it sounds somewhat similar to before, like in the sense that you do not know how your neighbors are talking, but it's not the core difficulty of understanding why topology hiding broadcast is difficult or not. Now, for the third class, I'm not actually going to go into details. It's just like you do not know if it's 2 parties on the line or 3 parties on the line, because that would require some additional definitions, but just know that it would require OT. And so if I lost anyone, this is the time to wake up, because this is like the nice results. So as you can see, so the main takeaway is, give me a graph class, and I'll be able to tell you immediately what kind of assumption is required. And as you can see, there's a very nice parallel between the crypto world and the graph theory world. Like, for instance, an information theoretic protocol for topology hiding broadcast exists if and only if all graphs in the class are 2 connected. And same for key agreement and OT. Now, I'd just like to finish on the last point. So as I mentioned, the existence of a key agreement protocol is equivalent to that of a topology hiding broadcast on like the first class I introduced, the triangles, like the demonic one. And so since this is equivalent to key agreement, we'd like to make a proposal for NIST to actually replace the standard implementation for key agreement with this new notion, which sounds very reasonable and very, well, perhaps not so efficient, but at least it's more fun. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for the nice talk. So then let's move on to Benjamin. Benjamin Lip, please share your screen. He's gonna tell us about Protocole X-Key. My French are not very good. A cryptographic multi-party computation party game.
Hello. Bonjour. Am I sharing my screen? I don't know. Oh, select a window.
Yes, you're set now.
Am I sharing my screen?
Yes.
OK. So, bonsoir tout le monde. Je suis fier de vous présenter Protocole XQI. Oh, damn, wrong language. Well, I mean, good that I noticed that before pronouncing the following, because a cryptographic multi-party computation party game is certainly very hard to pronounce in French. So, some of you who used Twitter or followed the Zulip during Eurocrypt 2020, which was the first online conference I attended this year, the first online conference I attended ever, might have seen this protocol that I display in the background. And for all the others, some prior work. So this appeared during Eurocrypt 2020. And I published this following tweet. This is a protocol other cryptographers and me just developed during a Eurocrypt session. Session means watch party, big blue button session. We believe it is secure against an uninterested adversary. This was something another person in our session proposed to call this. At a later point, we might disclose the game we played to achieve this. Hashtag Eurocrypt 2020, and then you see a screenshot of like some weird protocol with a lot of colors. So I posted this on Twitter, and then Matthew Green retweeted it. And 18,000 people saw this tweet. And I got really intimidated by that. This is the tweet that was like most seen of my tweets. So I was so intimidated, I just liked all the replies to this tweet. I didn't reply anything myself. Z is publicly computable on flow 3. Yeah, that's right. And also on protocol flow 2, there is G to the AC. I mean, why would you do that? That's like the shared secret. Like the person that did this, they rightfully invoked GDPR to like say, please don't link me to this tweet. So anyway, so what is this? This is collaboratively designing a protocol. Everyone puts a message one by one, but only seeing the previous message, not the entire protocol. So maybe you know the game Cadavre Exquis. Nobody will know that this is called like this. The French call it like this because some French surrealists called it like this. It works like this. It's like supposed to be a children's game at a birthday party. You give everyone a paper. Everyone starts to draw a head or a hat, whatever, and then folds the paper, gives it to the next person. Next person draws the upper body, folds it, gives it to next person draws the feet or whatever, and at the end there's a very funny picture. So we did the same during Eurocrypt 2020 with the protocol. So this was just a big blue button whiteboard with manually copying around moves. This was, I mean, I was the game master. This was very stressful. And so now for 30th birthday of crypto, now this is a browser-based multi-party game. Almost. I will come to that later. So the idea is you choose a name. Well, you go to the website of the game, you choose the name. You can either join a game by using a code that someone provided you, or create a new game choosing like funny names for initiator and responder, like Allison, Bob, very funny. And then a task for the protocol, like have fun or establish a shared secret or something. You can give the entities initial knowledge. And then everyone will start a protocol, like as many protocols as there are players. Everyone will send a protocol message, say what new private variables the entity knows, and everyone will continue the protocol, seeing only the previous message and sending a next message until like a very, very funny protocol at the end is revealed to everyone. So the problem is, or why is this more of a late CFail talk instead of a successful Rump Session talk? Front-end HTML, JavaScript, CSS, blah, 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 backend, Rust. I choose to do this in Rust. Oh my God, why? Rust. Rust cannot prove that you did all the error handling Rust. This is like doing a crypto paper and not publishing it until you have a formally proved cryptoverif, easy proof, crypt proof instead of a handwritten, I mean hand wavy proof. This is like choosing Rust or Node.js. I mean, why did I do this alone and in Rust for a proof of concept game? So open problems, finish the game, do it like actual crypto-y, not just send the messages in plain text. More than 2 entities, maybe, not only Alice and Bob, syntax highlighting, emojis, automatic security analysis. Why not? 3-dimensional version. So this is free Libre open source software under the AGPL. You can't play it because I didn't finish it, because I did choose Rust, because j'étais trop fier. I was too proud to do it in like a non-provable, secure, memory-safe language like Node.js. I want to do it in Rust because usually I do proofs in cryptoverif instead of by
run out
hand.
of time, Benjamin.
So join the development. I planted this aircon tree. So
we'll go back to Moti. So Moti, do you manage to share your screen, or do you want to use the slides that you submitted to us?
I didn't share the screen, but I put it on the browser, and I hope from there to be able to share. 1 second. It's going to be a bit clumsy, but you know, we have to solve problems.
Did you change your slides since yesterday, since you submitted?
No, I didn't. But let me try to share this one. Did it share?
Yes, it's working.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to talk about re-randomizable RCCA security, receiver anonymous and generic construction, joint work with Rongmao Chen, Xinyi Wang, Yi Wang, and Guomin Yang. And you know, Rump Session has been always a combination of fun and relaxation, celebration and jubilation, but also a little bit of education. So I decided to give actually something, a technical result, because I was inspired by some of the talks, definitely by Silvio talk about the models and the success of crypto, and Tom Berson talk about the 40 years, and I'm sure crypto will go another 40 years because it's needed in technology, and it's an area of great scholarship and great results internally and externally. So so CCA is the as Brent reminded us today, is really a great notion for security. I concentrate here on the post-challenge stage, in which the adversary sends challenges, the decryption challenges, and it gets decrypted, provided that it's not the challenge ciphertext. So this is CCA, and it's an accepted notion, but there are certain problems with it. It's for non-randomizable ciphertext. If you can randomize the ciphertext, you can change the C star, which is the challenge, and hide it. And it has some limitations. For example, if I take a ciphertext and add some dummy information to it, then if I play only with the dummy and actually not change the ciphertext itself, suddenly it's not CCA. So for this, replayable CCA was invented by et al. In 2003, in which it's almost the same game, but when you have the two possible ciphertext messages, the decryption oracle has access to these messages and never reply to you if the decryption is one of those. It just tells you it's a replay, and it doesn't tell you which. And this way, for example, you can re-randomize now the ciphertext and things like this. And the problem that we dealt with is indeed re-randomizable, replayable CCA, in which you can take the ciphertext and using various means, you can play with it. And now this type of randomizable ciphertext has applications primarily and originally in anonymous communication, in privacy, private channels, mixed networks, also more recently controllable functional encryption and message transmission with reverse firewalls protection. So, which also require randomizable ciphertext. So the right notion is this randomizable RCCA. And what is the state of the art? The state of the art is we have a few schemes. I look at primarily at the PR07. Prabhakaran and Rusulek. They had the only universal re-randomizable one, which is it's universal because you don't need to use the public key in order to do the re-randomization, and therefore it's very good for privacy applications. And there are other notions, but none of them gave us receiver anonymity. And in fact, PR07 explicitly asked how to construct receiver anonymous randomizable RCCA public key encryption. And receiver anonymity, which they also defined, but they didn't give a construction or a proof, is a similar game to before, but now you have two public key encryptions, PK0 and PK1. You run the same challenges. You have the replayable one. They know the messages. They never answer on the messages. They only answer the decryption oracle on the rest. And at the end, you have to guess whether it's this challenge ciphertext was PK0 belonging to player 0 or PK1 belonging to player 1. So it gives you message anonymity. So this is what we do. We present the first receivable anonymous randomizable RCCA PKE. It is based on the paper that suggested the notion but didn't give the encryption. It's what's nice about cryptography is that you can come up with new problems, but you can also solve older problems. This is from 07, and that's the first result that we got. And then it's always good to have generic constructions for this, and which is gives you better possibilities for design. So we have a variant from smoothing projective hashing and instantiated with graded rings, and this is what we got, and this demonstrates a typical progress in the field. And I think the Rump session is also good for those, besides relaxations, besides fun, and besides having a society and a very nice community to enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Bertram, it's over to you and the panel.
Bertram is muted.
Jesper, you're muted too.
Yeah, I'm here, but
We need our team in full power.
I'm waiting for a question so I can give an answer. So I can give.
I know your answer. Let me guess. It's MPC.
It's gonna work at some point. I mean, it must be in there. I was promised it's in there somewhere.
I'm sure, but where is it? So actually, roll the dice again, and it's me. We start with Team me, please.
Okay. I love Jesper. I love the pairings. How about pairings for 300?
No, sorry. I had what is it? What is it? I mean, yeah, okay.
Pairings for 300.
Okay.
I know. This is easy.
I see or first.
Who are the inventors of the Merkle-Damgard hash function?
That is perfect. That
wow.
Damgard.
Amazing. Oh.
And or, that is really amazing. And or is the next one to pick, or Team A is the next one to pick, please. The A team, sorry.
Anna, do you want to?
Go ahead.
Too long affiliations for 100.
That is the 3-letter acronyms, please. And I see or, is this still your hand or again? I take
again.
Stephen this time. Team B, please.
What is the secure hash algorithm?
Excellent. Both lower their hand, please. And that makes it Team B or Plan B to be the next one to pick.
Oh, sure. TLA for 200.
And that is Plan B again. Stephen?
Short integer solution.
Excellent.
That's unfair.
I had to make up for getting CVP wrong, for goodness sake.
I'll do something.
You're forgiven.
Okay, pairings for 400.
Pairings 400.
Oh.
Rachel, is your hand up?
Oh, no. It was for the previous question.
Me.
Me.
Yes, please. Jesper, I think.
I know, Jesper, I know. It's Camel.
No,
Jesper,
what
is it
is,
us?
what's
It's
if you multiply? Oh, you know.
Yes, camel soup.
So you have
What
to ask
is camel
questions.
soup? What is camel soup?
4, 3. I didn't hear the question. 2.
What is camel soup?
What is camel soup?
Who are Kramer Soup? Yeah,
yes.
That's the two of them. Excellent. So Team Mimimi gets 400 points in one shot. And it's again Team Mimimi to pick.
Jesper, what do you want? Where do you think the NPC answer is?
No more pairings. I finally got it now. It's like they're two cakes. But it's not about cryptographic pairings. Shit.
Okay.
That's sneaky. Okay, let's go for 500 pairings.
Pairings 500.
That's Dennis. And oh, I shouldn't say it loud, but who else?
Stephen, I see your hand.
Yeah, well, Jesper helped me. So this is Hofheinz Kilts. Who is Hofheinz and Kilts?
No.
Who is Hofheinz and Kilts? And I resolve. Yeah, that's the two of them.
Wow.
Awesome.
Aren't
They
they?
look like Serge Vaudenet.
Well,
So-
yeah, that's a very nice pairing.
This was Stephen.
It looks a bit like Keanu Reeves, right?
Plan B. Plan B leading with 1,000 points.
Okay. Rachel, you choose.
What about Pictionary 300, please?
That is or first the A team.
How do you draw Diffie-Hellman key exchange protocol?
Excellent. Here are your points. And the A team asks, lower your hands, please, everybody. There, perfect. And A team, please, the next question.
Fellows for 100.
I see Anna.
Yevgeny.
So that would be a lie.
That would be a lie. This would be a lie. That is.
She did not formulate it in the form of a question.
That is
Who
correct.
is Shuji lie?
No.
So who was saying this now? And I think A did not make it. And next in the line is Team C. So something magic happens with the hands, but I think it was Team C was after the A team. So I give me is the next one to solve, please.
Who is Nakash?
Who is David Nakash? No, that is not correct. And the next hand I see was the A team.
Which of us? Me or Anna?
Oh, me again? Is it me again?
Yes,
Oh,
the A team.
Who is Yevgeny Dodis?
Excellent. Who is Yevgeny Dodis?
Good save. I was about to unfriend you, but it's okay.
I thought about you first, Yevgeny. That was not fast enough.
The A team, the next question, please. The next cell.
Again, it's because you contributed to so much. It's hard to put point on anything particular.
We will pick a Pictionary for 100.
Yes, but before we do this, yes, okay.
I need to
Pictionary.
know.
100.
Well, that is the A team.
Mike, you can go first.
What is the ideal functionality for encryption?
Yeah.
Let's try this.
Yeah, I think that's the state of the art. One could formulate it like this, yes. So here is your points. And the A team is the next one to choose, please.
Let me lower my hand.
200 to complete that thing that
Okay.
is killing
What did
me.
you want, Jesper? Which one did you want? Which one
Fellows
did you
200, remove that. I mean,
He has all the fellows in different tabs on his browser. So
no, I don't like the blue dot in there. My OCD is killing me. Please, yes.
Lipinski's triangle, man.
Let's make another blue dot.
No. Oh, take a 500.
Anna, come on. Just pick.
What, you don't want fellows for 200?
No,
okay,
no, pick 200.
Anna, come on, quick.
Fellows for 200, yeah.
Fellows for 200. Fellows 200, this is Tal first.
Yes, I wrote that one too, Tal.
That's not a question.
Who is Tal Malkin?
Tal, but you told me you were an excellent professional in Jeopardy playing.
Yes.
So who is Tal Malkin? This is correct. Let me give you some points for that.
Yes, I think we should continue with the regular
was the main
program.
session with contributor talks? Yes.
Yes.
So I hand over to Martijn.
Yes, thank you very much. So I hope that Jeroen is ready, because it's Jeroen van der Graaf who is going to speak next on novel end-to-end verifiable shuffles. Okay, so please take it away.
I hear just noise.
Yeah, we hear only noise. We don't hear you speak. Okay, so I think we have to resolve this. Yes. Jeroen, can you say something, please? Yeah. So I think we have to, unfortunately, we have to skip to the next talk. So Jeroen, if you can stop sharing, we'll take this offline in the chat and see what's going on. So Igor Semayev will then take over with algorithms for cis and multi-cis problems. Igor.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So I want to advertise my recent result only, just for a few minutes the time. This is algorithm for cis and multi-cis problems. So what's the cis problem? So A is the integer mn matrix where the number of rows is larger than the number of columns, and Q is prime, and nu a real positive number. And cis problem is in finite integer m vector C bounded in Euclidean length, that is norm, bounded by nu, and the C times A is 0 mod v Q. The typical parameters for the cis problem are given in these three lines. And then there are several methods to find cis solutions, mostly based on lattice enumeration, lattice reduction, lattice sieving, and trade-offs. And to my knowledge, all of them are at least exponential in complexity. And another problem I want to say is a multi-cis problem that asks to find not one vector, but n vectors. And obviously that multi-cis n implies cis problem. In this work, I introduced the algorithm for multi-sys problem, and that is already published at Cryptology print with this data. And the main result of this work is that if those two parameters delta and eta, one of them is tending to infinity, then the problem may be solved in sub-exponential time, given by this formula. But if these two parameters are both constants, then multi-sys problem is solvable in exponential time for explicitly computed parameters of this function. And analysis is heuristic. That's what I wanted to say today. Thank you very much for your attention.
Well, thank you indeed, Igor. Then next we go back to the fellows. So if you can stop sharing, Igor. And then Antigone can share her screen and play the rest of the video.
Okay. It's next to last. It's not the full video. So let's enjoy our fellows.
For me, crypto means friends, science.
Running on the beach every morning at 7 a.m. before the talks. I do all my running for the year at crypto.
Conversations, ideas, puzzles, community.
A few words to describe crypto would be scientifically stimulating and awesome location.
Well, it is obviously a conference of a community that routinely finds creative ways to get around barriers and limits.
Crypto in 4 words is on the Barbara Strip conference, since we tried shrimp every time at the Goleta Beach barbecues.
And crypto is about community.
The crypto conference is a hybrid. Best cryptography papers and Goleta Beach barbecue.
15 times. Asterisk describe crypto in less than 4 words. https://www.imdb.com/title/TT01069666/ and then
I've chosen 4 words to describe crypto. One is community, one is excellence, one is breadth, and one is rigor.
And crypto and ICR are my scientific home community.
Would be international, fun, friendly.
For me, crypto is a wonderful place to meet all my friends and to see what this awesome community is working on.
Describe crypto in less than 4 words, where Turing's disciples meet. It's a little pretentious, but I believe that's what it is.
Crypto in 4 words. Cool science, beaches, shrimp.
The words that come to mind when I think about crypto. Crypto is intellectually stimulating. For me, it's often a highlight of the year. But what I associate most with crypto is being among friends.
Crypto is like a family reunion. So glad to see you all.
Location, location, community.
Sunny. Beach barbecue.
Long live crypto.
Cryptography and chocolate-covered strawberries.
Crypto is first of equals and a chocolate-covered strawberry.
What I miss about crypto is the strawberries.
And of course, chocolate strawberries.
Shrimp. Chocolate-covered strawberries.
I always enjoyed it, not just because of the prawns and chocolate-covered strawberries, but because of the unparalleled environment and atmosphere.
Did I mention the strawberries? Maybe I've had a few of those in the past.
Happy birthday, Crypto!
Happy anniversary, Crypto, for your 40th birthday.
Happy 40th anniversary, Crypto.
Happy birthday, Crypto.
Thank you. So stay tuned to see the uncut video at the end of the Rump session. Let me stop sharing. So now we can go back to Joran. He's going to tell us about novel end-to-end verifiable shuffles offering eternal privacy with application to mixing and voting. Can you please share your screen? Yeah, we can see it, but we don't hear you. Can you say something? Oh, good. Or maybe not. Can you say something? Like strawberry? I think we don't hear you. Yeah, there seems.
What is Zoom problems? I'm gonna get points for that when we return, right?
This time it was NPC.
Oh shit!
I think we have to move to the next speaker, unfortunately, because this isn't working. So the next speaker is Habin Chang on applications of the forgetful functor of on an eavesdropper.
Hello, can everyone hear me and see the screen? Yes, excellent. Okay, great. I'm Habin Chang. I'm a undergraduate at Rice University, and I'm very happy to be presenting my undergraduate research, just applications of the forgetful functor on an eavesdropper today. So if you are a fan of category theory, which is a prerequisite for cryptography, I'll go over the definition anyways. Category consists of a collection of objects in C. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat or in Zulip. A collection of morphisms from A to B, which you can think of as arrows, and a composition law for every 3 objects A, B, and C, and that connects 2 morphisms. These objects and morphisms satisfy certain natural properties, which are so natural that they're left as an exercise. If you're not sure about category theory, then just know that they're category equivalent to Haskell. So if you know Haskell, you know category theory, and that should clear it up for everyone. Anyways, my claim is that humans are categories. So what does that mean, humans are categories? Well, it means that as a proof sketch, a human H consists of a collection of thoughts, THH, a collection con AB for every 2 thoughts in the category, a collection of connections from A to B, and the composition of connections of thoughts is commonly known as the train of thought. And I've depicted that below in the diagram. Thoughts is a group. So there is also a group structure for when you are thinking of something. As a definition, the free group Fs over a given S consists of all words GHG, for example. If G and H were members of S, that can be built from members of S. So my claim is that thoughts in your mind are free groups. And what does that mean? Well, a thought consists of words built from members of the set ABC, XYZ, where S is the set of all alphabet characters. So when you have a thought like, I want pizza tonight, that is a collection, a word inside this free group consisting of this set. So how does this all apply to cryptography? Well, for that, we need another notion, that is the functor. A functor is a map between categories, and a forgetful functor forgets some of the input structure or properties. What does that mean? So given G a group, for example, we take that forget G is a set. We drop the group structure, and then we let forget G be a set. So how does that apply to this model, this sort of scheme that we have here? So suppose we have Alex and Betty who wish to communicate, and a eavesdropper who wishes to listen in. This is an accurate depiction of a eavesdropper. And the way that we can send a secure message between Alex and Betty is by submitting the forgetful functor joined with the message M. And the message M can be in a plain text. It doesn't actually matter whether you encrypt it or not. And when the eavesdropper receives this message, forget M, well, they're thinking about hacking you, right? So the issue is that this is a thought. And as I said, the thoughts in your head form a free group. So when you receive the forgetful functor, the words in your head turn into just the set of the letters. So you are no longer left with thoughts. You are simply left with letters by themselves, which can no longer function. And at this point, you may need a speech pathologist because you are confused and can no longer form valid words in your head. In conclusion, you use the forgetful functor to incapacitate the eavesdropper, and I will now take any questions. And I see a lot of activity in the Zoom chat, so I will go there and see if there are any 1 or 2 questions I can answer.
Well, I think for answering questions, you can ask them in the chat, but not during the Rump session live. So
okay, perfect. So I will answer these questions through Zoom, but
yeah,
I'm an undergrad, so please take me. Please
no,
take me.
Yeah. So thank you very much for your presentations, and then so I encourage everybody to engage with Habeen on Zulip to ask questions.
Are you guys hearing me now? Jeroen is talking.
Ah, yes, you're here, but I'm also wondering whether Jean-Jacques is around.
Okay, let me know when I can talk.
Yeah, well, as he's not here and we can hear you, you can talk now. So try to share your screen, and then hopefully we keep hearing you.
Okay, is it showing now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay, thank you. I'll try to enlarge a little bit. Sorry for the technical problems. I've been using Zoom before, but never with these kind of difficulties. I'm going to talk very quickly about a new thing related to mixing or shuffling. This is a research we've been doing with other people, and I'm going to explain it through a message shuffle. Okay, so what's the problem that we usually have? We have a bunch of messages on the left, and we want to shuffle them anonymously, maintaining anonymity. And on the right, we get the message permuted in some arbitrary order. That is the problem that we are looking at, the simplified version of it. And the problem always, the cryptographic problem that we have is how can we be sure that the shuffler is really honest? How can we be sure that the shuffler maintains integrity of the set of inputs? And in many cases, we have to be physically present, or you have to trust the shuffler, which is really bad. And so we have solutions along these lines. I'm thinking of David Chaum's cascade of mixes, in which you have in every round of mixing, you have to verify that mixing has been done correctly. We have another solution by Andrew Neff, who uses symmetric polynomials. This is the problem that we're trying to address here. And what is going to be involved is a check code, which you can also think as a tracking number or a receipt. And so the objects that we are creating are actually there are variations of Peterson commitments. But you shouldn't think of them as commitments. You should really think of them as check codes. And the variation is that we do not do the message itself, but we do the hash of the message. And actually, I think Naur and Moran have used this before in another paper. We keep 2 hashes to keep the binding property. And so you rather trivially, you get homomorphism and you get commutativity. But what we are after in the context of our protocol is that we have permutation invariant property. That it means, I should say that the R plus is the sum of the random numbers. So if you have two commitments, they have R1 and R2, then R plus is the sum modulo the prime, the order of the group that you're in. The sum is this value. So in the case of, and you have many commitments or check codes, I should say. This R plus is the sum of the Ri, okay? And so what we get by using this special kind of the variation of the Peterson commitment, we get that they are permutation invariant. Now, this is essential in the protocol, which I'm shortly showing you here. On the left, you can see user 1 up to user n. They are submitting the message n, they are submitting the randomness r, and they are submitting a commitment. And so the end users are going to do that, and then at the end, the shuffler is going to there's a time, and after that, he's going to publish all the messages in the permuted order. That's the first message table, and there the order is arbitrary or lexicographically, having no relation with the input. The second table is the table of the commitments or of the check codes, which can maintain the order. It can even publish the identity of the people. There's no problem there, because the commitments, as you will realize, they are unconditionally hiding, and there is no relation between the first part of the table and the second part of the table. And then also the shuffler is going to compute and publish the sum of all the random numbers. And it's going to also, we need a lot of zero knowledge proofs to make it work. And so what are the properties that we claim? Well, the first property is that any person can excuse me?
Can you wrap up, please?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry, I'm taking more time than that. The essential thing here is that we have a verification procedure. The product of all the check codes should match. The properties are claimed are here. We have a message mixing scheme with unconditional integrity, integrity under the discrete log, random oracle assumption, a full end-to-end verifiability. The applications are here. We can apply it, apart from mixing, we can apply it to voting. We can enhance existing voting schemes, and we can even mix arbitrary objects. So this is the end of the talk. I should, in line with the topic of the Rump session, I should say that I like strawberry and I like chocolate independently, but I actually never liked the combination about. Sorry for taking so much of your time.
Okay, thank you very much. Then we'll go straight to the next talk. So that's Xiang Tang from running Honey Badger to flying Dumbo. Asynchronous consensus goes real.
Can everybody hear me and see my slides?
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm going to try to convince you a highly non-trivial statement that flying is still faster than running in next few minutes. Asynchronous consensus is arguably the most robust and also most system-friendly consensus in practice. While unfortunately, due to the famous FLP impossibility, it's quite difficult to get those asynchronous protocols. Over the years, people have devoted a lot of efforts designing all kinds of nice and fancy protocols to show theoretical feasibility. They are mostly quite complicated, and very few of them have ever been implemented. Only until very recently, people start to seriously wonder whether such kind of asynchronous protocol can ever be practical. Well, the most notable work probably is Honey Badger BFT, who improved a classical protocol and showed the implementation, which actually demonstrated a promising performance. In our recent serial work we call Dumbo, we give a more affirmative answer to this question. Originally, yes, we can is a political slogan, but now we think about it, it's more like a nostalgia. Anyway, so I will try to provide more scientific evidence to support this. Common method to constructing atomic broadcast or asynchronous consensus is via a component called asynchronous common subset. Such ACS protocol have two different ways to construct it. One is due to Benaloh et al. From asynchronous binary agreement. The other one is due to Kashin et al. From validated BA, which is called MVBA. Honey Badger BFT explicitly took the Benaloh path, and because they consider MVBA as a major bottleneck, and because of the large communication complexity. While in our recent work, Dumbo, which will appear in the coming CSS, we actually show that this view might be too pessimistic. We gave a better construction of atomic broadcast from MVBA, despite of the large communication complexity of MVBA, but the resulting atomic broadcast is perfectly fine. And more importantly, the running time from originally depending on the number of nodes now was pushed to down a very small constant. This asymptotic improvement actually can be obviously shown in the experimental result that if the, for example, latency, if it depends on number of nodes, then when when the protocol scales up, it becomes much slower, while our protocol is Dumbo protocol still somehow stable, and also the benefits was also shown in the throughput. Besides those concrete improvements and advantages, I think the more interesting message from the Dumbo is that MVBA seems still the right way for constructing atomic broadcast. So for this reason, we also open the box of MVBA and examine whether we can also push down the communication there. And along the way, we indeed resolve a long-standing open problem in the domain. Originally, MVBA was proposed formulated by Kashin et al. For the purpose of atomic broadcast. They left explicit open problem in their Crypto 01 paper that to reduce the large communication complexity of MVBA and also the resulting atomic broadcast. After almost 20 years, finally, Abraham et al. Made some breakthrough to remove the n-cubic factor. Unfortunately, the problem remains open for the atomic broadcast when the input size is not so small, which is indeed the case in atomic broadcast. So we continue pushing down the communication and reduce another factor of n in the communication. Those performance already come kind of close to optimal. The most important thing is then it's going to be directly translated into the resulting atomic broadcast. Again, this kind of justifies again, MVBA does not have to suffer from a large communication complexity. And again, it is indeed the right way for constructing ASS. As I promised to show you more evidence is going real, we're actually in the middle of integrating this Dumbo protocols into JD's blockchain platform. In case you haven't heard of JD, is essentially Chinese Amazon, which has hundreds of millions of users. So with all those factors combined, I hope I kind of convince you and finish the proof that flying is indeed faster than running. And our paper can be found on Apron. Thanks a lot.
Thank you indeed. So then we go to the last technical talk of the Rump session. So we're almost at the end. It's Benjamin Chan on Streamlit simplifying consensus.
Hi, hold on. Hold on, I need to go to security. Sorry, system preferences, security and privacy settings to share. I did not set this up ahead of time.
Yes.
Zoom will not record the contents of your screen until it is quit.
Well, that's very secure.
Yes, yes, indeed. So that is indeed a bit surprising. So I guess we'll, I don't know.
All right, am I back? I'm sorry about that.
There you are. Yes.
All right, let's see if this works now. Okay, awesome.
Yes, you've
How is
started.
that?
It's very black though.
Oh. Why does this work?
Oh, yes, now we can see it.
Amazing. All right, last technical talk of the day. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm Ben, and I'm here to pub a joint work with Lane Shi, which is a simple consensus protocol called streamlight. And the goal is really to convince you that, hey, maybe this is a simple enough protocol that you might incorporate into your classes when you teach students like me. So hopefully you find it entertaining. I'll start off by saying the following. Every computer science undergraduate should graduate knowing 3 things. First, how to sort a list. Second, whether one-way functions exist. And third, how to solve Byzantine agreement. And one of these is not like the other. You might know which one. If you guessed the third one, you're correct, because it's hard. And I mean hard in not the formal sense, but in the hard to teach sense. And I guess you already know consensus protocols have this reputation for being difficult to understand and hard to teach. And this is where Streamlit, the protocol, comes in. We want a short, and we think it fills this fairly large gap of needing a short and sweet, simple, teachable consensus protocol. And hopefully it's entertaining. All right, so now I'm going to try to describe it in 3 minutes. I'm actually going to be talking about a very related problem, an overhyped problem called the blockchain problem. And we're going to start off in the permission world. So we have n players. And I'm going to isolate, or hold on, 1/3 of them might be malicious. I'm going to isolate 2 of them, Alice and Bob. Notice that I've faithfully recreated Alice and Bob from one of Shafi Goldwasser's early intro slides, because for some reason, these images are etched into my mind. And Alice and Bob communicate over this partially synchronous network. Each of them has some view of a blockchain, and each of them is going to finalize a piece of the blockchain as output. And these green blocks represent the finalized blockchain. And they're the blocks that Alice and Bob should eventually hopefully agree on. And the key property we want is the agreement property, where Alice's finalized blockchain and Bob's finalized blockchains are prefixes of one another. All right, so now let's talk about Streamlit itself. The protocol is going to operate in epochs, all right? And we're going to start, and these epochs are going to be synchronized, so everyone's always in the same epoch. Maybe they're about 2 seconds each, we can tune it. We're going to start with the Genesis block. Let's see what happens in epoch 1. A leader is going to propose a block extending the Genesis block, and I've denoted it leader's block on the slide here. It'll contain a hash of the parent, some epoch numbers, some transactions. And a bunch of voters are going to vote for this block. And once you accumulate supermajority votes from the network, 2/3 of them, then we can notarize this block and add it to the blockchain. And we repeat this for successive epochs. In each epoch, we want to try to add a block to the blockchain. All right, so epoch 2 maybe succeeds at adding a block. Maybe epoch 3 was a dummy epoch and the network got partitioned, nothing happened. Epoch 4 might have been successful, and so on and so forth. We might have forks. And eventually we want to be able to apply our sweet finalization rule and finalize a piece of the blockchain and reach agreement. So how do we actually decide on which blocks to vote for and which blocks to propose? And this is the crux of our protocol. It's really simple. The leader is going to propose a block extending the longest notarized chain that they've seen so far. And the voters are going to vote for that block if and only if it also extends the longest notarized chain that the voter has seen so far. Recall that notarized means that 2/3 of the network has voted for a block. And these are digital signatures. And finally, the finalization rule is, well, as soon as we see 3 consecutive blocks with consecutive epoch numbers, we can chop off the last block on that chain and finalize it. And in the last minute I have, or maybe 30 seconds, I'll go over a finalization example. We take the example we had from the earlier slides. We see epoch 6, epoch 7, and epoch 8 in a row. All right. We can finalize this piece of the blockchain. And why does this work? It works because I'm going to argue that we can't have any other block at the same height as this epoch 7 block. It's going to be unique at its height. It's a very simple argument. I'll defer it to the actual paper or future talks. But basically, any block in past or future that is notarized won't be at the same height. So any future chain growth must be a descendant of this epoch 7 block here. Yeah, and that's it. Hopefully, well, we think that Streamlit is a perfect protocol for you to teach. At least I had a lot of fun understanding it. And you can find out more on ePrints or on inside Elaine's new book, I guess. And hopefully, well, enjoy the celebration.
Okay, thank you very much. Jean-Jacques unfortunately can't make it anymore because as some of you might have noticed, we're running slightly over time, so it's a little bit late. So he did send us his slides, so we will make available his slides. We thought of doing a karaoke, but for those of you who have ever seen a Jean-Jacques Rump Session talk, it's kind of, you can't really imitate it. It needs to be the original. So that's unfortunately the best we can do. What we're now going to do is we're going to play a little bit more karaoke, so people can still vote for what is the best presentation. I mean, we're going to play Jeopardy. What is the best presentation while we play Jeopardy? Then we will announce who has won the best presentation. Maybe there's a winner for the Jeopardy, and then there is finally we finish with a word from the fellows, the final word. So Bertram, do you want to go and assemble?
I wanted to mention that I posted the slides of Jean-Jacques. The link to them is in the chat, and I also posted the link to the form in the chat.
Excellent.
Did I take over the screen?
Yes, you did.
Excellent. So yes, I can remind everybody, please do vote. When Kevin refers to the form, that means the voting form for the best Rump Session talk. I want to make 2 announcements. Quickly, the Jeopardy system was programmed by Simon. Thank you to Simon. He's from ENS and IBM. The second thing is I got the question of whether the players get money for playing here and winning here, and the answer is no, they get something better, namely this. What they have there is what we call the cryptocurrency, and they get cryptocurrency payout. With these words, I would like to call our players back. I see they are still there. And it is Team Mimimi that starts in the 3rd session, please.
You're muted, Tal.
Meetings 500.
Where you choose.
Yeah, meetings 500. We need to bring up the stakes, Tal. We need to win this.
Okay, okay.
Take it.
I see the A team first, Anna.
No, I think it's me.
What is Jeopardy is super fun.
Minus 500. That helps.
No. Team A is out. Team A is out. Team C is next. Me.
Jesper, you should know this is your neck of the woods.
This is Norway, right?
So what's Helsinki? Eurocrypt in Helsinki.
Well, was this a question?
What was Eurocrypt in Helsinki?
That is a question, and it is not a good question for this answer. And I guess then it's to the B team, Plan B, Stephen.
Where is Bergen?
The category is ICR flagship meetings.
Okay. Rachel?
No idea.
Okay, can I get it back as Team A?
Yeah, now it's Team A, okay. Or?
Where is Eurocrypt 2022 is about to take place?
This is a perfect answer to this, and this is 500 points in cryptocurrency to the A team. Well,
this is very distressing. It's not going to be in where it was supposed to be in 2021.
Yes.
Or 2020.
2020 was Zagreb, and it's going to be 2021 in Zagreb. 2022. Good. Welcome to the part of the Rump Session that becomes membership meeting. Okay. Hello.
Okay, I guess that's the A team now. Continuing, please.
Meetings for 200. For 200.
And that is Stephen in Plan B.
Okay, I might not be right. Where is Asia Crypt? I can't remember the year.
Yes, smart person.
2012?
I lower your hand.
Singapore, I think. No, nothing.
Well, apparently 500 was easier than 200. I give you a hint.
Where?
Yes, the A team.
Where was Asia Crypt 2019?
That is correct. I resolve and I give the points to the A team. Leading.
I should have got that.
That's correct. And we continue with the A team.
Output for 200.
That is Plan B first.
What is identity-based cryptography?
The category is called Crypto Papers 200.
No.
And I lower your hand, Stephen. And Tal is next.
What is the pairings, but bilinear pairings?
Well, they exist before that. and were understood before that somewhat.
Yes.
And the next one is the A team, or?
Who is a co-author on the paper inventing identity-based encryption?
Maybe I should clarify. Last time for the 100 question was a paper title that was sought for.
Who authored the paper identity-based encryption?
But I already said that. Oh, I got the parent.
More precisely?
What is let me remember.
And we had papers on identity-based encryption in the 90s already.
Can I try again?
I think I lower the hand of the A team, and we had Rachel.
What is identity-based encryption whale pairing something?
From the whale pairing. So this is one of the three possible solutions.
Yeah.
So this is correct and gives many points to Plan B. And we continue.
Steven, what do you want?
One.
Should be us, right?
I've given up caring.
So what about the fellows 500?
Sure.
Fellows 500. That is the A team. Do you have any plans to win today or something?
Who is David Nakash? Who is David Nakash?
David Nakash? This guy is David Nakash. The A team gets the points, and we continue.
Meetings 300.
Yes,
I'm trying to make a blue area for messing up with Jesper, but
meetings 300. That is me.
But I think I'm confused. What is that Eurocrypt 2018?
Tel Aviv. It was in Tel Aviv.
Okay, so what is Eurocrypt 2019?
No. We continue with Plan B. I think Plan B is a good idea as well.
Where's Eurocrypt 2017?
That is correct.
Yeah.
The general chair was the president of the ICR. Became, now is.
TLA's to 300.
That is Plan B again.
What is the common random string?
Or the common reference string, both valid. Wonderful. This is Plan B.
I think we'll go for TLAs for 400.
That is Plan B again.
Data encryption mechanism.
That's not a question.
Oh, what is?
No. We continue with the A team.
What is deterministic encryption mechanism?
Oh,
No.
Encrypt.
No.
Ah.
Jesper, we can take our time.
This is team me.
What is data encryption mechanism?
Jesper, I said we can take our time. And by that, I meant Google it.
Can I try?
I think, Jesper, this was somewhat close, but it was not it. So who did Google?
I've been so close with FTC several times. Come on, give me points for this one. It's
not
I got it.
It's
I remembered.
You're talking over each other. Can I ask the A team next, please?
Data encapsulation mechanism.
That's it. Encapsulation, the magic word.
I just can't believe we've got 100 people shouting at us. Encapsulation.
So that's the A team again. A team. Like Anna?
Yes, I think we're going to go for output for 300.
I see the A team, but I let the others think a little bit anyway.
I mean, I would Google it, Tal, but I'm too
No. The A team, please.
Who is the authors of the paper of how to explain something to your kids?
Yeah, something.
Wait.
Zero knowledge proofs to your kids. Zero knowledge proofs.
I raised my hand.
I know, zero knowledge proofs.
Yes, but the A team was first with the hand raising, and the answer is correct. That was, wait a second, this was for Team A. And Team A continues. Wait, I need to lower some hands. So the A team is leading. Note that it might be a good strategy for the other teams to just hit the button without even seeing the term.
By the way, I have to tell you that in the Jeopardy, when IBM played Ken Jennings and whatever his name, Ratner or something, they were killed by the fact that the computer just buzzed in much faster. In fact, it's really hard to buzz. I've learned now.
That's why I'm behind, actually. Yeah.
So we need to pick a question, or can you pick a question?
Meetings for 400.
Wait a second, Martijn, shall we continue, or do we have a break with more presentations? Martijn, are you there? Antigone, anybody?
We're trying to go for the presentation. You can continue for more questions.
You can continue.
I continue. Okay, you give me sign. So can I ask the A team again?
Meetings 400.
Meetings 400. That was smart. Me.
So.
And now you get it right.
What is it? What is it, Tal?
It's something, it looks like Hong Kong, right? Or Shanghai.
That's not a question.
No, it's a
category flagship meetings.
What is, I'm going to Google it. I'm even Google it. What is
Look, I
it?
give you 5 seconds to Google it.
Okay.
It's fine if you Google it, but I give you not more than 5 seconds. 5, 4.
What's secure multi-party computation?
Nice try.
Is that finally the answer? Or what?
Plan B. Did Plan B use
Is it
Google
me?
actually?
Get this
Yes,
game.
Rachel?
I don't understand the
Oh.
rules.
Where is Asia Crypto 2017?
That is the correct answer. Wonderful. Plan B gets a
Thanks,
lot of
Rachel.
points.
My Zoom crashed, but I'm back.
Oh, oh my God.
Okay, so
Let's partition the graph. TLA 500, please.
No, don't do that.
MPC, that has to be MPC now.
Yeah.
TLA is 500. That is Team Mimimi. Hey, come on. So Tal, you are also in Team Mimimi. I give you 10 seconds this time to Google it.
Okay. This is good.
You almost said it.
Bounded error probabilistic polynomial time.
Come on.
It is not a question.
Oh shit.
Oh no, it's over now.
Yeah.
So the next one is Plan B, please.
Oh, what is, thank you, Jesper. What is bounded error probabilistic polynomial time?
That is so correct. Look at that. It's amazing. That is Plan B. And Plan B comes with the next cell.
Pictionary 500, please.
Yeah.
Actually, there's two there. I let everybody think a bit, but I do see the A team again leading. So A team, please.
What is, the thing is that there are two names for that. So I will go with left-right distinguishability versus also what is the random oracle thingy. Thank you, come on.
Let's leave it to that.
You don't understand.
No. So look,
it's
like, it's time
1:45
actually.
a.m.
Look,
for me.
like I have this power. This was not a good answer. I will subtract 100 points for this. This was just done.
I voted.
You got
I
it?
raised
Just
my
done.
hand. I raised my hand. Is it our turn?
I raised my hand too.
Yes, but the Plan B was first.
All right, so our turn. What is indifferentiability?
Look, what is indifferentiability?
Stefano would kill me if I'm wrong on
It's the second
this.
ocean. Come on.
You know my life is on the line.
Second. This is a 500 plus. There we are. Oh, it's getting close.
Steven! All right, so Steven, what do you want to pick?
Your choice.
He just wants to make you responsible for a loss.
Okay. Fellows 400, please.
Fellows 400.
There's one left. Come on.
Come on.
This is our little plan.
I raised my hand.
I also raised it.
Yes, but it's the A team. It's the A team was first.
Wait, how come?
What is lie?
Who is Shuji
Is this both 18? Yeah, that's correct.
No, I was saying the full name, no?
Shuji
Okay. Fine.
I see too many hands up.
Oh.
Or yeah, perfect. Next one, please. 18.
Anna?
Let's do Pictionary for 400. So
Jesper.
Oh no,
You're
Jesper's
helping
gonna
Jesper.
make Pictionary for 400 is gonna make Jesper happy. Jesper, come
Let's
back.
make Jesper happy.
It's gonna be multi-party computation.
I don't understand a word. So what is the next one?
Pictionary for 400.
Like this one.
Huh?
Tell had her hand up since 1 minute time. And so me, please.
No.
Jesper, do you know what it is?
It's symmetric around the x-axis. Just go for the symmetric.
I know it.
Oh, but say what is. What is space cryptography?
Multiparty computation.
Yes. Yes.
What is the Rorschach test for cryptographer? Sorry.
Jesper, Google this. I give you
No,
20 seconds to Google this. No,
It's
Google
our
it.
term.
You understand? Google
This is
has
so painful.
reverse image search. You can just capture the screen.
Picture. It's what the fuck is it? I mean,
Google for ICR ticks, and then you will get to the page with all the figures that they probably took it from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is finitely many only.
Oh. Could the audience? I'm gonna ask the audience.
Oh yeah, we have
Ask the audience. Go ahead. Go ahead.
a friend.
Hey.
Answered already.
Can someone put the answer in the
Can
chat?
I suggest?
What is an elliptic curve over a finite field? I already said that. It's the only thing I know, symmetric around the x-axis, right?
So this sounds correct, but unfortunately, this time the right answer is multi-party computation.
I will never publish again. I mean,
what is this set of points? And so on and so on. So this was Jesper. 500 points. Oh, Jesper, you should have tried this earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can output 500.
You will freak out Jesper. You're going to generate a blue box.
Yeah, no, but it's
okay.
Now you should lower your hand.
Grave.
Me, lower your hand and put it up again.
Who? What is the random oracle model?
The category is crypto papers.
Yeah.
But this could be one of 100. They have 100 papers.
I think it's a random oracle one.
Actually, they have 500 papers, I'm sure. So I see Team Mimi first.
Jesper, please wait. Please wait, okay? Okay.
Maybe.
Jesper, don't Google it. DBL is your friend.
I'm just typing someone just... mother is...
What is entity authentication and key distribution?
They have 45 papers together. I'm not Googling.
I chose one. I chose one.
Okay.
That is Team Mimi getting, how many points was this? 400, 500? 500 points.
500.
Okay, hard choice. Hands down.
Up.
Is mine up or down? I don't see it.
It's up.
Up.
Is it down? No.
So Jesper, your hand is still up. You
Now
put
it's
it down and up again. You double clicked.
I raised my hand.
Paper.
Yes.
It's, the check codes thing, right? No.
A-team, I let you resolve it, but let's give it 5 more seconds for the Mimi to Google this.
No, I'm not Googling. I'm not Googling. I don't have my hand up. I don't know the paper.
I raised my hand before the question.
Okay,
so that
good.
I would have time to answer it. The question is, what is tweakable?
Wait. No. The A-team was much faster. All hands were down when I
That
opened this.
that cannot be the case because I raised my hand before the question.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I asked everybody to lower their hand.
And then I waited and I raised it again.
I opened the question or this item when all hands were down. I think it is the A team.
Who wrote
Or
tweakable
don't
block
fail.
ciphers?
Sorry.
Who wrote tweakable block ciphers?
Tweakable block ciphers. This sounds very good.
Oh.
And
Also
this
Journal of
is
Cryptology.
All right.
And this is a team winning with 3,900 points over Plan B with 2,900 and a third follower. Congratulations to all of our players. Thank you very much.
We did
Tell
pretty
him,
well.
talk to him, talk to him. I mean,
Thank you,
tell
that
him
was
do
fun.
something. This is why I'm on your team. Talk to him. We win this somehow.
I didn't hear
Talking
anything.
until we win. You can.
It was a minimization problem, wasn't it?
No, I mean, tell do something. Say you will never publish again. Something.
Yes, why don't you Google the right thing that one has to tell me to get more points now?
Okay. Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you something that should give me a lot of points. I love this idea of the pairings. It was a genius idea. Whoever came with that is an amazing thinker.
Yeah.
This well, let me give you. I give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 50 points. But now I want to hear the other teams.
Oh, I see this.
And Plan B is first, please.
Are we doing this over
Multi-party
broadcast
computation.
What are we doing? What's the question?
Well, actually, we're waiting for Martijn to interrupt us. You have to convince me to give you more points.
Yeah. I mean, I have vodka. I'm okay. I don't need no more points. It's
not your turn.
I will
This was
have
not
to
a question.
interrupt you then.
So it's still on Plan B. Martijn?
Yes. So I think you have a winner already, don't you?
We have one winner here, but we also have the forum, the Rump,
Yes. So I will take over the screen sharing so you can see the results of the Best Paper Presentation Award. I hope you can see it because I have too many windows now in front of it. So you can see that there is a massive winner with 73.1% of the votes. I can also tell that 442 responses. I don't think we've actually had that many people attending the Rump session, so there were some extra votes. And if you hover over it, the number 2 is Crypto at Home. The number 3, Crypto 81. The number 1 with 73.1% of the vote, Yvo Desmedt. So Yvo has won the Best Presentation Award for this Rump session. As a reward, he will be allowed to print one of these T-shirts for himself, and of course he has eternal glory. And Yvo did not vote 350 times for himself. We will eventually, when we see Yvo, we will give him a suitable prize. And then I think with this, we're at the end of the Rump session. So I will say goodbye, and then I will leave it to my fellow Rump session chairs to also say goodbye. So Bertram, Antigone, over to you.
Bertram, you go first because I need to show the video.
I didn't listen.
Okay, just say thank you.
Thanks to everybody. Thanks to my co-hosts. Thanks to Kay and Kevin for the technology support. Thanks to all my players, and thanks to all the audience.
Well, thank you to Bertram, Antigone, and Martin. And I guess we are done for today.
Wait, we need to show. No.
Huh?
Almost done. So I'm going to share my screen to show you the last video that we have from our fellows.
No, così va bene.
Hello, my name is Daniele Nicciancio.
Okay. Okay, go. Please be quiet.
I've only missed 2 cryptos. Happy to, Hi, my name is Tom Berson.
What I miss about crypto is the strawberries. What I miss about crypto is the shrimps. What I miss about crypto is the beach barbecue. What I miss about crypto is the lovely lights you get in Santa Barbara.
Hello, this is Nati Shamir. Greetings from Israel, but this is of course a deep fake background.
I miss walking down to the beach, up the stairs, and onto the cliff top in the mornings.
And this is the real background, no Photoshop.
Hello, Crypto. These are the votes from the London jury. Wyomuni, 0 point. Thanks for doing this, guys. Hope you have a great day. See you all at Crypto. Bye.
I miss the lakes. I miss the university buildings. And who can forget all those great palm trees in front of Anacapa?
Adversary Crypto, and welcome to the Rump Session. As a general chair of Asia Cup 2020, I'm looking forward to seeing you at Asia Cup 2020 again. Thank you very much.
Session then finished by saying, happy 40th anniversary Crypto and welcome to the Rump Session.
So I would like to say thanks to all ICR fellows for sending the videos. It was a lot of fun to create this video. And see you in Santa Barbara, hopefully in 2021. I hope you enjoyed.
Next year in Santa Barbara.
See you in Santa Barbara.